Okay, you want to hand me that?
Thank you.
Okay.
Good. All right. Welcome to the Town of Hennessey Board of Trustees regular meeting, Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. Town Hall, Council Room, 6 p.m. Call to order and roll call, please.
Randy?
Here.
Bert?
Here.
John?
Here.
Okay. Number 2 is report from Town Hall, Hennessey ad hoc agencies. I think you guys have had a meeting, have you? Okay. All right. Number 3, consider approval of consent agenda. Approve the minutes of the previous month's meeting. Approval of claims as follows. General Fund, $50,653.84. RSTF, $46,554.53. Cemetery care, Juvenile Fund of $1,429.06. Library Fund of $3,734.11. The Town Treasurer's Report. Discussion with possible action to renew employees' worker compensation insurance with Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A second.
Randy?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Bert?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move to number 4, citizen comments. So just a little bit before we get started here, we've asked anybody that would like to speak to please sign up. We'll give you guys about 2 minutes to talk and say what you want to say, and then we're going to move on to try to keep this from lasting all night. So Frank Patton, I believe you're first.
Yes, I kind of made a note here to try to keep it short, but members of the town council, I'm a resident of Hennessey and have been since 2009. I'm here to formally oppose the proposed removal of both Harold Shaw and David Jones from their duly publicly elected positions of the town council. Both Harold and David have served with integrity, dedication, and a commitment to the public good. Their record reflects a constant effort and consistent effort to represent the interests of all residents, uphold transparency in council proceedings, and work collaboratively toward the town's long-term goals. Removing them now would not only be a personal loss, but it could also undermine the stability, openness, and continuity of our governance. I believe that any decision to remove a trustee should be based on clear, documented grounds and a fair process, not on speculation or political pressure. The proposed action appears to be driven by factors unrelated to performance or accountability, and I urge the council to reconsider. It appears that there's some doubt that Mr. Shaw, Mr. Jones, and perhaps others were not properly notified of a meeting, day, or time change. Perhaps that failure to provide notice should be the subject of a town discussion as how that may have happened, and not just the removal for these two gentlemen. Is there proof that the meeting notices were actually sent and received? Is there an electronic email thread showing who were actually sent the meeting notices? I'm a firm believer that the ruling for the positions to be vacant would be wrong. And they're being made under a rule that was drafted to address issues regarding willfulness and intentional effort by a non-attendee to cause undue hardship on the functions of the town. I don't believe that either of these gentlemen
Okay,
would do that or were capable of doing that.
that's your time's up.
Mr. Grice was forced to miss meetings.
Your time is up, sir.
Well, there's several other peoples that have been missed times and they're still.
Sir, your time is up.
I understand what you said. I'm just saying that you should keep this meeting open and don't try to hide things. Let it go let's get these people back on the board and get about the business of the town.
Thank you. Okay. Mike Sparks, you're up. Did you sign to speak?
Yes, and I'm sorry, I don't need to speak.
Oh, okay. All right. Barb.
Not now.
Okay. Logan Tillman.
I just had a couple questions. When did that law come into effect?
Can't really answer questions in citizens' comment, but I promise I can answer that when we get to the discussion items.
Okay, and why is it just now being enforced?
I think, again,
We'll address these whenever we come to these items on the other business, but in citizens' comments, it's more or less for you guys just time to speak. I can't answer those questions at this time. I'm sorry.
Well, then I'm good.
Okay. Wow. Wes Harden.
I'm here to address item 6.8. Can you elaborate on what this is supposed to be?
Well, we can't answer that question, but when we get to the item, we'll be able to discuss it. Thank you, Wes. Okay, I'm not sure I can read that writing. Do we know?
Ashley.
Okay, sorry, Ashley.
I just want to say ditto to what he just said about Dave and Harold, and I think the people here are speaking volumes that they want them to remain on the board, so I hope you guys do the right thing.
Thank you. Okay. I'm not sure.
Will you be able to ask any questions when that item comes up?
up to the chair.
I mean, we'll kind of address it as it comes. I think we'll try to give an explanation during that hopefully answers most questions. Okay.
Thank
David Jones. I believe this is you in black ink. You're the only one in black ink. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I use black ink.
Okay,
Okay, how much time have I got?
2 minutes, sir.
2 minutes, okay. I am requesting to be reinstated based on prior board members' circumstances that caused them to be out of pocket, just as I have been. 2014 to 15, Chad Meeker missed August, September, November, and January board meetings. Keith Meek, 2021, he missed April, May, June, and July meetings. And Bert Wrights, 2020 to 2021, he missed December 10th, January 14th, February 4th, February 15th meetings. So based on me being able to find it, I'm not trying to talk negatively about anybody. Chad, Bert had some very dramatic medical conditions, and I acknowledge that. And I don't think this is the proper place to be talking details about that stuff. But that's what was wrong with these guys, not making these meetings. So what I'm asking for is to go ahead and be reinstated based on no repercussions for these three prior board members with their specific problems. Thank you.
Okay. Harold Shaw.
Yeah. I'm not gonna ask you to put me back on the board, but I am gonna ask you about maybe for the future of how you guys are gonna do this. Because like my December meeting, the one that we can call in question here, I got called by our town administrator and wanted to know if I could make an appointment or a meeting at 9 o'clock in the morning on a certain day. I told her I couldn't. She said, well, let me see what the other 4 board members can do. She called the other 4 board members and said, hey, they can make it, sorry about your bad luck. So that automatically struck up one against me. You know, so just the way we do, that you guys, we do our procedures and stuff like that, it should be changed. You know, you ought to work with all of us, not just, you know, with certain people. You know, and that's happened in several of the cases. I missed a meeting, there's no question about it. You know, but you know, doctor's appointments and stuff like that, you can't change them. So, you know, I know meetings that we've had over the telephone. Two board members showed up and 3 were on telephones, and didn't even have enough for a quorum, but we still held the meeting. You know, so, you know, that's where, that's all I'm asking, is we gotta get better with our policies about it, so, thank you.
Thank you. Pam Shipley?
Well, I didn't mean to talk, but I will. Y'all know me. I don't think they have done intentionally anything wrong. I think they've tried to do what's best for the town of Hennessey. I think it's a thankless job that y'all do. I wouldn't want it. But come on, I've read that it's entirely up to the 3 remaining on the board as to whether or not they get reinstated. And if that's the case, come on, guys. This is a small town, and we all want what's best for the town. We don't want to divide the town. That's it.
Thank you, Pam. Okay. We're going to move on to number 5, Town Administrator's Report.
Last week, I just want to let you guys know that I met up at the Commissioner's office with Oklahoma Emergency Management, and we went over a lot of detail if we was to have a disaster and getting plans together. And so I'm working with Randy Poindexter on getting that going. As you can tell, Mitchell Road project is going strong. Since we added that part, it'll probably be closer to school when it's done. It was only supposed to take about 6 weeks, but it'll take longer now that they're doing over double what we had planned. Other than that, we've been working on budget and getting ready for the new fiscal year. The pool is going really strong. I am using Bobby as the manager to try to alleviate. I know there's been talk that, certain people have been the problem down there, so we're trying a different avenue this year, pulling her from town hall. She does AP and payroll, so she's able to do both.
Excuse me, Tiffany?
Yep.
Can you get back here? Can you
We
kind of
can't
turn
hear nothing that's
a little
being
ways this
said.
way, so.
Sorry, I was talking to the board
Oh, I
members.
know.
So,
Kind of do both.
it's going really strong. We have 17 lifeguards, 2 assistant managers, and then Bobby. So we've got a really strong staff. I think there's 4 returning people. The rest are brand new lifeguards. So hopefully we'll keep them around for a couple of years. There is a lot of volleyball girls. So on Mondays, we're kind of short-staffed because they go to camp on Mondays during June. So when June's over, then we'll be in good stands on Mondays. But other than that, and all the parties were booked before we even opened.
That's awesome. That's a good problem to have. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tiffany. We'll move to number 6, other scheduled business. 6.1, discussion with possible action to recognize the vacancy of the seat of David Jones on board trustee due to absences from meetings in accordance with 11 OS 108. To get you to kind of explain the process and everything, I think that'll help alleviate a lot of questions.
Yeah, sure, I'll definitely jump in and carry most of the water there. So what we're dealing with is a state statute from 1978 that is very clear on what it says, and Hennessy's not the first town in the state of Oklahoma to deal with this, not the first town I've represented that has dealt with this in the last few years. But it just says that if a board member or the town board or city council, whatever their structure is, misses more than half of the meetings in 4 consecutive months, the seat is vacant. Like, it's not an optional thing. Then what that what that is, why we bring step one to you all, is we need to recognize that somehow, and that's just the normal practice. So that's what the first two items are. Then you've got vacancies on your board. You have another statute, just in case it gets asked, from 1989, that lays out the procedure to fill those appointments. The first option is to just reappoint, or not necessarily reappoint, appoint someone, which is someone that's qualified to take those seats anyway. So it's gotta be, a registered voter in the town of Hennessey, have been here for a certain amount of time, all those things. But you all could immediately turn around and reappoint somebody. The reason you wanna go ahead and go through the process is, let's say, next month, we have some big item come up and two of you can't make it, and we're relying on that third person. If that's the vote that helps it pass, it arguably didn't pass because you have somebody sitting there voting that's not on the board anymore because they missed those meetings. So we want to make sure we go through those hoops and jump those hurdles to make sure you've got a full board to avoid having some unintended consequences later on. I know Harold had asked me and mentioned some times back in time that maybe it's happened before. I haven't looked at all of those, haven't really been asked to, and for where we're at right this second, I don't know that it's that important, because I think from, 23, so a couple of election cycles ago coming forward, minus this, it sounds like we're good. Again, I've not checked all of those numbers. I know we went back to 25 at least. So hopefully we go through, we do this, we get the appointments made, we're back to level playing ground. We all know where we're at. But it's just one of those, we've got to take care of it. You don't want to just leave it hanging out there and hope nobody sees it, or whatever the case may be. Let's air it out in public like we're supposed to and make decisions and move on. So does that
Yeah.
give you what you were after there?
I think so. So we don't have to make any actions on the first two items.
I think you need to accept those because they
Okay.
happened. In my mind, and several other municipal attorneys that I've talked to through the years, say you still want to go ahead and take some action recognizing that this has happened.
Okay.
Then we'll go to that third item, and you all are able to do what you wish as the remaining board members
Okay.
to appoint someone to fill those seats.
Okay.
Excuse me, quick question. I'm asking for clarification. Can these two guys be reappointed?
I believe so. There's nothing that disqualifies them from that. They clearly were qualified before, and just the fact that they missed those meetings does not mean they could not be reappointed. I
Thank
know
you.
that's a lot of triple negatives there, but yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I make a motion to recognize the vacancy of the seat of David Jones from the Board of Trustees due to absences from meetings in accordance to 11 OS 8-108.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
Bert.
Yeah.
John.
Yes.
6.2, discussion with possible action to recognize the vacancy of the seat of Harold Shaw on the Board of Trustees due to absences from meetings in accordance with 11 OS 8-108. I make a motion to recognize the vacancy of the seat of Harold Shaw on the Board of Trustees due to absences from meetings in accordance to 11 OS 8-108.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, 6.3, discussion with possible action to fill vacant seats on the Board of Trustees. So, my thought process on this, and I'll just make this, as brief as I can. When we're elected, we have a duty to the people that elected us to show up to these meetings and to be their voice. We go to a class, an 8-hour class that we're required to go to that explains the laws of what we're allowed to do and our requirements. These are cut and dry. So these things are made to where we're well understanding of the rules and state statute and how we have to follow them. With that being said, personally today I'm not ready to fill the vacant seats. For one, I haven't been contacted by anybody that's even interested in filling those seats. Now, also, I will say that in those vacancies or not vacancies, in those absences of meetings, we've never been contacted to let us know that they won't be attending.
Excuse me?
Now Harold may have contacted you and let you know on that special meeting that he wasn't able to make it. But as far as regular meetings, they're scheduled a year ahead of time.
I understand.
And so if personally, when I'm not able to make a meeting, which I missed one this year, everybody is well aware that I'm not going to be there, and I make sure that they know. So when it's coming 6 o'clock, we're not waiting to see if I'm going to walk through that door. There is no communication. There's no communication to tell me whether or not they're going to be here or whether or not they're not going to be here. There is no communication to myself, to any other board members, to anyone, as far as I'm aware.
But they do tell the
No.
town employees if you're not going to be. You do tell them, right?
I try to tell everyone that I won't be attending. If I'm going to miss personally, I make sure that everyone is well aware. There's no question that I'm not going to be there.
Have any of you ever been reminded that hey, you need to make sure you're here at this next meeting? Or do you know of others who have?
So we receive the emails of the agendas normally the Friday before the Tuesday meeting. So the regular meeting is, of course, it's the second Tuesday of every month. You know, we don't change them. We have very special occasions, maybe in September, where we've had to change them because of the OML conference. These are scheduled a year ahead of time. So I mean, there's plenty of notice that this is the day we're having the meeting, except for a special occasion. As far as the special meetings, you know, there's times where not everyone can make it. I know it's been a situation where I've missed one just because I was at work. It was something that was pressing and it needed to happen, and we could get the other 4 people there to make it. I understand that completely. But to me, I look at it as I was hired by the voters to do this job. This job is, you know, I think of it as if I'm scheduled to work 5 days a week and I don't show up and don't call and don't let anyone know that I'm not going to be there, and I only show up 2 and I miss the other 3, did I quit or did I get fired? Because that's my thought process on it. Because if you don't show up and you don't tell anybody, I don't know what you're doing, and we're all adults here. I'm not going to reach out to you and see.
So you're saying that they haven't called and said that?
They have not called. They have not made a call to me. As far as I know, they haven't called town hall. They haven't contacted. I may be speaking out of turn. Has anyone contacted?
No.
Okay.
Or none of the meetings, they never called the office?
Is there a policy?
Tiffany, have they ever called you?
The only time is if special meetings, when I am doing special meetings, and then we have to meet within a certain amount of period of time, I will message them, and I know Harold did on that one special meeting, he did let me know. But the regular meetings, they never, because we always ask, have you heard? I mean, we've all sat here at 6 o'clock and go, is so-and-so coming? Has anybody heard? And nobody's heard.
Is there a policy?
We shouldn't need a policy for that. I mean, attendance is the one thing. It's the easiest thing in the world. Just show up.
Well, I assume if you had a knee replacement or something that afternoon and it wasn't
Sure.
expected.
I mean, I feel like there should be lenience for that, but I also feel like there needs to be communication. And I don't need to know that you had a knee replacement. All you got to say is, I'm not going to be there. And if I knew there was a knee replacement, I'm going to assume you're not going to be there. But there's no communication. There's none. There has been none. So that is part of the reason why I am not prepared today to make an appointment.
And here's what's on everybody for a loop. Like you said, it's been in a law since 1978. And it's 2026.
Mhm.
And we're just now deciding to use the law?
This has happened before.
So,
But, I mean, I'm no offense to you.
Not to me,
But-
not to
but
me.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
Another
Because-
trustee several years ago, this has happened on 2 occasions that I'm aware of, when I was not on the board.
But since you've been on the board, I know your situation, but you have missed.
Right,
And-
I've never missed more than the maximum amount. Because during COVID, I had COVID, was hospitalized for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
And I missed 2, and then the state passed a ruling that we could meet by Zoom, and I don't remember, I think that was February 21, we met by Zoom meeting. And I remember coming in here one time with an oxygen tank and on a walker to attend right after I got out of the hospital. So no, it has not happened to me, but I do know a couple of trustees, like I said, prior to me being back on the board, that it did happen.
and so,
So with me, state statute. I obviously wasn't on the board then. I haven't even served a full term. And I feel like it's my job to make sure that we are following the rules of the state to the best of my knowledge. And I think I owe that to the community, that we've got to follow the laws that are made. I mean, it's cut and dry, just like
yeah, but-
Jared said.
as the law states, you can reinstate them.
Sure.
And have you reached out and talked to them about why they missed?
We sent them a letter and they haven't reached out about anything.
But you haven't reached out to them either.
I don't
I
think
mean,
that,
we're all, like you said, we're all adults.
Sure.
And it shouldn't be just on them to reach out to you guys. You should be interested in finding out what's going on, why they haven't been there, why they're not calling. I mean, you're the town mayor. I mean,
So I should have to babysit the other board members.
well, you call it what you want, but you're the mayor, you're the one in charge. If someone's not showing up, I mean, hell, I'm just a driver. If someone's not showing up at my work, I'm gonna call and check on them. I mean, it's not called babysitting, it's called responsibility and taking care of your neighbor. We're a small community here. But you're putting all the blame on them,
They're the ones that didn't show up.
but they didn't show up, but you know why?
I don't know why, and they didn't communicate why either.
So,
David had a question.
Sure. Go ahead, David.
The reason I didn't respond, I want to share with everybody and you why I didn't respond to your letter that you sent me.
Okay.
You basically told me to respond in writing to the town clerk, and I didn't want to do that. And I wanted to communicate with you 3 guys right here tonight. That's what I wanted to do. And you know, you allowed me to do that this evening, and I appreciate it. But I don't think my personal information needs to go to Shelley or Tiffany. I don't think they want to see my personal information, and I don't want to see their personal information.
I'm not asking for your personal information. Whether or not you're going to be able to attend a meeting is not personal information.
That's protected.
Yeah, but Randy, I need you to listen to me now. I'm not trying to make you mad. What I'm telling you is, me and Tiffany have talked in the newspaper about the planning meeting that was, I said it was changed to a special meeting. She disagrees with me, and I understand she can disagree with me. But
So
what I'm trying
okay,
to
go ahead,
tell
sorry.
you is, if I explain to Tiffany or Shelley or you why I missed that meeting, it's because I made a conscious decision to miss that meeting for personal reasons,
That's fine.
okay? And
That's your
last
decision to
time-
make.
I'm sorry, let me finish and then I'll shut up. The last I knew about that meeting, and that's what threw me over the threshold for missing the number of meetings that I missed for non-compliance with state law. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
My question I gotta ask you, since we're going by the law.
Hold on one second. Let me respond to him. I was just making sure he was done. Okay, so I'm not asking for your personal medical information. A simple "I won't be there" is sufficient to me. I'm not, and I'm hearing HIPAA in the background. I'm not asking you what your colonoscopy said. I don't care. You know what I mean? I mean, I do. I don't. It's none of my business, okay? I'm not asking for specifics. I just, a simple courtesy phone call stating whether or not you're gonna be attending, so I'm not sitting here wondering if I need to wait another 5 minutes on whether or not you're gonna be here. Okay, and as far as the specifics of that special meeting, the board cannot meet all 5 members together in anything but an official meeting due to the Open Meetings Act. That is a law that you should have learned on that class that you went to for 8 hours. And Barba's talked to us about that as well.
Randy, you're lecturing me, man. Don't lecture me here in public like that. You don't have the authority to do that. You're a ceremonial mayor. We're all 5 equal on that board, or we were. If you guys don't want to reinstate me, I'm okay with it.
I'm just answering your question.
Well, I'm trying to.
This is the excuse you're making, and this is what I'm explaining to you.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm speaking in facts. This is what happened.
Okay.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm not denying that I exceeded the law. That's why I come in here tonight and tried to professionally request that you guys reinstate me back to the board. And I'm not angry right now, I'm frustrated because you're talking in circles and this sounds like a human resources training class. I don't need that. I've done all those requirements. I know what the OML requirements are.
Okay.
I've done all that.
Sure.
I'm just telling you that I don't want to be crucified here in public. You don't have the authority to do that. But I do respect the fact that you're trying to organize and manage our meetings. To me, you're new to the board, and you've never mentioned that. You've never told me, hey, you need to call me, or we need to call each other when we can't make the meetings. You didn't call me when you missed a meeting. Bert don't call me when he's gonna miss. John don't call me when he's gonna miss. None of you 3 guys have ever told me you're gonna miss a meeting.
Well, how does that circumvent the law?
And I think you guys communicate with Tiffany, and I respect that, okay? I'm not doing a good job of it, I guess. I need to do a better job of communicating with Tiffany. And I wasn't gonna mention this, but I will now, that we're talking about communications. That municipal tablet that I've been trying to use for over a year is a piece of junk. I can't explain it any easier or any better. If you guys reinstate me on the board, the first place I'm going to come to is Tiffany with that tablet. I'm going to give it to her, and I'm going to ask her to get the IT guys to either give me a new one or fix that one. And me and Tiffany, I want to ask her to help me run it through to make sure it's fully functional. Now I'll hush. Thank you.
Okay. Harold?
I do it like this, you kicked me off the board in April.
I didn't kick you off of any board,
Well,
so.
I mean, if you'd sent me that letter in April, he probably wouldn't have got his letter.
Yeah. And the only reason that
Waited 2 months?
I had no idea.
Because I did April's meeting and I did May's meeting.
Yep.
And I wasn't a member of that board for, according to state statute.
That's
Everything we
correct.
voted on should have been null and void.
Is that the case, or?
No, it's just you lost a vote on it. So if you had a 3-2 vote or a 3-1
Well,
vote,
we don't, yeah.
you'd have a potential issue there. I don't see it as being null and void, but obviously something that we want to go back and double check and make sure that
Okay.
there's nothing we need to clean up.
Sure. So with the issue with David, brought to light, kind of, I didn't realize until after it was brought to my attention that you had missed the meetings and you were out of compliance. At which point we did issue David the letter, and then we got, well, we need to check everybody. Okay, I'm fine with that, and we did an audit, and then we did find that Harold was out of compliance as well. So, I mean, this is something that I didn't think about. I mean, it's not something I thought about until it was brought to attention, so. And then in which case I talked to Jared and said, do we need to address this? Have we waited too long? And we do need to address this, so. So that's why the letters were sent.
Can I ask a question of Jared? Maybe he could answer this. It's real quick. Okay,
If you'll allow it.
I'll allow it, sure.
okay, well, I ask you first. If a phone call excused an absence is what it sounds to me like he's getting at, but it doesn't under the statute.
Right, and that's not what
No,
I understand
that's
your
what
question, that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it would just be nice to get that courtesy call.
Sure, no.
It doesn't fix anything.
Right.
Okay,
So from the
there's-
legal perspective,
Right.
my world, that's neither here nor there.
No, I'm,
That's a different.
I'm saying in my personal opinion, and this is my opinion, it would be much easier to reinstate these two to their positions if we had had some notification, some sort of communication, and felt like they were, if I feel like all of us would have a lot more leeway. I mean, I'm talking, I'm making assumptions there, but this is where I'm at. So,
One more question, please.
yes, ma'am.
Like this list that you have here,
Hmm?
that y'all did. So have we got this for the last 20 years or something? The clerks keep those
It'll be
records?
in the minutes.
I went back into what I could find in Diligent, just because that was easy for me to go
Or it's
back
on
into
your
looking.
computer?
Well, I can look into the minutes of since we've been using this program, because I was out of state. So that made it easy for me to be able to go back and look. So,
All of our minutes are on our website. All the way back until 2020.
Well, I know, but I'm asking if you keep these charts so that, having them there, then 6 months later saying, oops, or is it against the law for you to tell one of the members that, hey, you've already missed these, you really need to be at that meeting?
I mean, I think that's a great idea going forward. That's something that I'd like to see us keep track of and closer track of. So, but
Did I misunderstand that they're in a 4-month period, they have to miss over half?
yes, ma'am.
I understood that somebody missed 2 meetings. That's half, it's not over half.
They both missed 3 out of 5 in a 4-month period.
Well,
How many of those are
it's
special
not
meetings?
just that month, it's a 4-month
There was one
period,
special
so
meeting in
it
Right.
could've been
each of the
month before.
periods, which we don't do a whole lot of special meetings. I mean, there's a hand, maybe 2 or 3 a year, probably average.
Yeah.
It's usually, if we're doing a special meeting, it's because we're trying to get a grant, make sure that we got time to get our grant writing in situations like that, or we're trying to beat some sort of deadline. But it's pretty rare that,
Okay, let me understand this, so you have to miss 2 or 4. So the dates that David gave earlier are missed 4 months. How's that work?
I'm
Well,
not
you
sure.
haven't told
That
me.
was long before I was on the board. I have no
You
idea.
said that you're gonna go back, this goes back to 78.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because he's already been reelected.
Being
since then.
reelected since then.
Well, and I'm gonna go back, Starla, and look at the minutes, but I didn't miss 4 meetings. That did not happen.
How
I'm
did
gonna
you
go
not
back
miss
and
them
look
when you're
at-
in the hospital?
I'm sorry,
How did you not miss them when you were in the hospital?
I was only in the hospital 6 weeks. That's not 4 months. I'd love for you to check the minutes and prove me wrong. I mean, it's in there in black and white.
I didn't
This-
find
this
it
is-
where you had met.
This is kind of what I'm talking about, it's dividing the town. And we're too small to be divided.
Pam, I couldn't agree with you more that should I sit here just because I am trying to do what I feel is best for this community and let people make false statements that I missed 4 meetings and I
No,
should have
no,
been off the
no.
board?
No,
Because
you
it's
need
not
to
true.
defend- you
It's
need to
just not
defend
true.
yourself. You need to defend yourself. But what I'm saying is, we all get a clear picture now. Can we not put them back on and start from scratch? And everybody try to get along and work together to make Hennessey a better town?
You
That's what
take
we're all
real
here
life.
for. We're here to see if you will give him a second chance.
Yeah.
That's
Because
something
that
We elected them.
Yeah,
are pretty petty in my opinion, but,
Just following state statute.
I know you're following the state statute, and we understand the statutes, okay? We understand that
They do
the law
too.
is the law, and they did what they did. We're asking that you guys step up and do what the majority of the voters wanted, is to keep them on board. That's what we're here for.
Well, we're
We're here
not.
to ask you to respect us and reinstate both of them.
Well, I can't say for definitive that a majority of them want them back on the board. Personally, if I was the voter, I'd be upset that they're not there representing me.
Well, but you don't know that, Randy.
I don't know that, and you don't know that a majority of them want them back, because a majority is not sitting in this room right
I'm
now.
saying the majority of the voters voted for them to be in office,
I understand that, but they also voted for them to do a job that they didn't do.
okay?
I feel like they've tried to do.
But we're here asking that you,
I understand that, and and all I said was I'm not ready to make that vote today.
So if you took out that special meeting, would they be in compliance?
Yes.
So, in that special meeting, if I remember, it was at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Which one? I have no. Which one are you speaking on?
There's two different
Harold
ones.
said that the one he missed was at 9 o'clock in the morning.
The planning meeting, I think, was at that time.
Well, that was in December. I can't remember that far back. I'd have to go back and look at that one. I'm not sure. The other one was scheduled for 9 o'clock in the morning. Yes,
One in
Okay.
April
and we all acknowledged that we would be there.
Well, Harold says he acknowledged he couldn't make it.
Oh, that was in December.
That was in December. The one,
They were two
the one in
different-
April, we all acknowledged, and I have the text messages, that we all acknowledged that we were going to be there. The one in December, I'm not sure.
So the one in December is null and void then, it doesn't matter. The one
What
in
do you mean?
April is the one that matters.
No, they both matter. I don't understand your question.
Harold,
You said he missed 3 out of 5 meetings, 2 regular and 1 special.
I missed mine in December, I missed February and March.
Yes.
So that was my 3 meetings. My March meeting, my wife had emergency surgery. So, wasn't no way I was gonna leave my wife on the operating table to show up here. You know, on the February account, I had a heart attack. Went through the damn, emergency room and got on the deals. I did get a notification and tell them I wasn't gonna make it. If Kelly had texted me wanting to know if I was gonna be here, I said, no, I'm in the emergency room right now. So, you know, I put it on the big screen on Main Street to let everybody know. Randy, I don't got your phone number. You've been on the board for how long?
You call me all the time. What
No,
are you talking
I've
about?
called you twice in my life, and I've had to call other Katie and ask you for your phone.
Okay.
So,
All right.
but what I'm saying is, though, you don't wanna work with me as much as I don't wanna work with you, and I understand that. So, you got my phone number? Comes up asshole or something when you see it? So, but,
Here's my
no
thing.
cussing.
Yeah.
We
we
all
don't-
know y'all are wrong. It's a small town, rumors, everybody knows everybody's business. But they were elected to do a job for us,
And they forfeited their seat.
because you just heard what he said. If you had a heart attack, would you come in? If your wife was in surgery, would you come in?
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't, and I would forfeit my seat. And if
But
that
you
was the
could be
case, then I would
reinstated.
accept that I was forfeiting my seat.
Yeah, but
If
he
they
could
chose
be-
to reinstate me, they chose to reinstate me. I'm up for re-election next year. If you guys decide not to re-elect me, I won't be here.
But that's what I'm saying. You have the option of reinstating him.
I'm only one vote. This is a board of 3, and it's got to have a majority.
But you're not even putting it up for a vote.
And I'm not ready to.
So if you're not gonna put it up for a vote, you're stopping the other 2 from voting.
No, I'm not. They can put him on without me.
You guys wanna do it? Or are you guys gonna just be like him and say you're not ready?
I think we need more input. I haven't even talked to them to see if they want back on the board. I'm assuming they do, or they wouldn't be here. That I have learned things tonight that I didn't know prior to this meeting, and I'm not ready to make a motion to go either way at this point. I think we need some time.
How much time do they have, sir?
60 days.
So 60 days.
60 days.
Go ahead, Dave.
I just want to
From
clarify,
when?
I don't think Bert actually heard what I said earlier. He just said that he doesn't know if we
But
even
his
want back on.
was,
But
Should have been backdated.
I requested to be reinstated when you gave me the floor the first time.
Sure.
I wanted to make sure Bert
Okay,
copied that.
okay, thank you.
All right. I feel like we've spent enough time on this topic, so we're gonna go ahead and move on.
I've got,
I have
asked
a-
question that he's trying to.
No, that's a fair point. And I guess if we go back to if we have to go back to the April 1 date, we're actually already over 60 days past it.
So it sounds like you can't table
Potentially.
Harold's.
Well,
We're already
if that's
past it.
correct, it's already passed, like we're
We
not
can't
at
appoint him
60.
now either.
We're
Anyway,
already over it.
So we gotta go to a vote.
it has to go to a vote, which means that it'll be a vacant seat until April of next year.
No.
You will call a special election if that's where we're at.
Oh, okay.
That's your.
So is that where we're
step.
at?
That's their only
Well-
choice?
With that seat, I'm afraid it may be, because I wanna look at that more. If we're already past the 60 days, we're already past the 60 days. Again, like I've said, the law says what it says. It's
Sure.
pretty clear in black and white.
Okay.
So it
And I didn't
doesn't,
think
so
about-
even though they didn't receive any notification of it?
Because it happens when those have been missed on the calendar month. I'm not saying it makes the
It's an
most sense in the
automatic-
world.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
make any sense.
No, I think there's a lot of things about municipal government that don't make sense. You've
Obviously,
been
that's
around
what
long
the
enough,
school board
you
said last time.
understand that completely.
So,
But the statute, again, is very clear that they cease to hold their seat when criteria is met, not when we realize it, not when they vote on anything. That vote is just, hey, we acknowledge that this has happened.
so with him, you're just gonna have to go with special election.
We may very well be there with David's, that just happened in June. That would have been June 1, so we're still well within the 60 days there, no matter what. But yeah, I didn't even think about the difference in the days, so thank you for mentioning that. I've got to look at that.
Which means,
So if there is a special election, isn't there a set date for that?
no.
There would be, once we get to that point.
Okay.
They'll have to call it, see what the election board has available. Of course, being a regular election year, that's gonna mean it's less days available, but the county will say, this is the dates we have, and that's what we have to go with it.
So, but until then, it's just, they can't appoint no one?
If, like I say, I don't wanna say, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If I find out that it's the date that that seat would have arguably come open with Harold, we'd be past the 60 days. So not a lot you can do because you're past the 60 days. If we find out that it's effective as of basically when we realize it, then that changes everything. So I want to double check that and make sure. But I guess we're either already past it or we're nowhere near it for Harold. For David, we're nowhere near it,
Okay.
for sure.
His would have been April 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and that April 1st to today, I showed 69 days. So we're over it before we even looked at all of those numbers.
Okay.
So I want to look at that and get back to you for sure, to make sure, and again, like, if we were sitting at 59 days, I feel differently, I'd say, ooh, you may want to reconsider, but we're either already past it or we've got a long time.
Okay. So we will table 6.3 to next month's meeting, please. Okay, we'll move on to 6.4. This is a public hearing for the fiscal year 2026-2027 budget.
So we tabled 6.3, right?
Yes, ma'am. there a certain time we have to go?
A lot of places will ask for public comment 2 or 3 times, and if you don't get anything.
Okay.
you
I
won't.
do have a problem with one other thing. When I was sent a copy of the information on this, it says whenever a member of the municipal governing body is absent from more than 1/2 of all meetings of the governing body, regular and special, held within any period of 4 consecutive months, he shall thereupon cease to hold office. He,
I
so
didn't.
no women are allowed.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk to your legislator on that.
That's right.
I-
79 was a different time from what I hear.
Yeah.
I wasn't alive then, but. Do we have any public comment on the budget?
I have a question.
Okay.
Is there a copy or some way that the budget is public?
I think it,
How does the public access a copy of the budget?
It's published in the newspaper. The summary is published in the newspaper, which is in Kingfisher.
The
And
comprehensive listing of how it's broke down?
it has the summary, and then it also states that you can come to town hall and get a copy of that, of the more detailed stuff.
Are they ready now, Kim?
Huh?
Are they ready now?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be approved and be in a document if they approve it tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
okay, I think we'll move on to 6.5. Discussion with possible action to approve fiscal year 2026-2027 Town of Hennessey budget by way of resolution number. I make a motion to approve the Town of Hennessey fiscal year budget 2026-2027 resolution number 2026. Is it 6? I can't tell on the.
It has to be given by the clerk,
Oh, okay.
the resolution number.
Resolution number.
I don't have that with me. Would it be the next one?
Do you have a list of them? Because they'll need it to approve it.
Can I go grab that?
Hey Wes, also the agendas are online and you can click on it and it has the budget online too that was given out here and it's detailed. Okay.
So if they approve it tonight, you can't dispute it. Is that right?
Do what?
If they approve the budget tonight, then you can't dispute it?
Well, not necessarily once, because I don't even know what's in it.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, it's backwards.
It is backwards. The public doesn't know what is
It's-
available, and we're gonna approve it.
It's been out there since
When was it
Friday.
published?
Friday.
It was published Friday.
Mhm.
So
It was published online Friday.
So I don't have the 26. I don't have the 26.
So it would be -01.
Should've called me.
So 20.
I'll send it to you next time. I still have your email.
2026-01.
Okay. I'm just gonna start over. I make a motion to approve Town of Hennessey budget for fiscal year 2026-2027 resolution number 2026-001.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bert.
Yes.
Okay, discussion with possible action on pay scale for 2026-2027.
Mr. Mayor, can we just table this till?
Yeah, we'll table this until next month. Okay, 6.7, discussion with possible action, or discussion on Oklahoma Municipal Assurance, OMAG, stance on event insurance coverage.
We were gonna try to get them here. I haven't been able to get them, scheduled yet, so if
Okay.
we can push that to July 2.
Sure. We'll go ahead and table 6.7 as well. 6.8, discussion on re-implementing an alcohol beverage tax.
Is
Can I
this,
ask you a question about that? Why are, you want to put another tax on alcohol?
So,
I'm already paying 13.5% alcohol tax, which the state returns, part of that, I don't know how much, back to the town.
I don't think it, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think, I didn't understand it to be a tax. I thought it was a town permit.
yes.
Well, that's within the statutes for it, it's called, for whatever
That's what I
reason,
didn't know what it was.
occupational tax.
What do we want to implement?
I'm sorry, it's called a what?
It's occupational tax, another one of those things that doesn't make any sense.
I can't hear you, sir.
Occupational tax, that's what they statutorily call it. I, again, don't
Basically
understand
a
why,
permit.
but it's the permit.
It's not,
Correct.
it's not a tax based on,
Is that going to be for everybody? Every business in town?
That serves or sells alcohol,
Everybody
yes.
that sells milk.
How are we supposed to recruit people to come here if we're gonna make them pay more money? And it's not a state law. And
No, it's not a state
there's
law.
nothing to do with it.
So this was, I don't remember exactly. I think we were,
I can't remember where it came up. I remember just being asked, hey, we don't have one right now.
yeah, I know a lot of other towns around us, were implementing these. I think
When Tonga
Tonga
broke
and-
into, when they had the same town attorney as we do, Enid doesn't make them do this.
Okay,
How much
This
is
is
the deal is?
This is
well,
the
that's,
only.
we haven't set any of
Well,
those
I have another
prices.
bar in Enid, and Enid doesn't even require a, city license for me to run that bar up there.
This is the only municipality that I work with that I know of that doesn't have one. I haven't dug through every single one of their codes, but I know Kingfisher has it, I know Watonga has it, just worked one through in
Crescent has
Pond
one.
Creek. So I see it in a lot small, but again, like you all have already decided one time, you don't have to have it. You brought it up for discussion, and that's why we're having discussion on it. You don't have the ability to act, remember, on anything tonight.
Sure.
The way it's worded, we're just talking
Is
about it.
there a viable reason to have it?
Randy? This was an occupational tax that the town had enforced several years back.
Mhm.
I was serving on the board, so it had to be 7 years, maybe 8 years ago. We eliminated this. It's an unfair tax. If you wanna do it for alcohol, why not do it for milk?
Yeah, I do it for sugar, sugar
It's
causes.
discriminating.
Yes.
I've read too close from you saying you want to do what's best for the townspeople. Bert, you said it earlier, you want to do what's best for the community. I think as a board, you ought to be supporting your businesses, not enforcing other restrictions on them.
Sure.
So I would encourage you to say no. You have the authority, and you need to learn to use it. Just say no.
Well, this was something we looked into.
You're not gonna get rich off of it.
No,
no.
and that's kind of what, kind of where I went. You know, if we were a bigger city, to where we were collecting a little bit everywhere, and it could be another revenue stream to help pay for things. I mean, that's basically what it is. But I don't foresee that it's really a big enough revenue stream for the mess in Hennessey, and that's my personal opinion.
It shouldn't be.
So.
That's my question, Randy, if you guys looked into what you're gonna do with the money.
No.
How,
And-
how's it gonna benefit the town to have that revenue stream?
Well, I think it was something we were just looking into, and I don't know that we ever actually even made it to that point to see what we would charge to see how much revenue it would actually bring in, and I think it's pretty insignificant, to be honest with you. I agree. I don't think we really need to add something else to it. It was something that I know we had a conversation with, brought it to the rest of the board members, but that's my personal opinion on it. Is just looking at it, I think it's a bigger mess than what it's worth, to be completely honest with you.
I just think things are too tight today.
I have thought about this quite a bit since it came up, and I've talked to some of the business. I didn't get to talk to Mike till today. But my thoughts since, and definitely I do not want to see it be a revenue stream for the town. If we do implement a license for it, I would like for it to be minimal and just, I'm talking $25 a year minimal. And just for one reason, so that for special events. So if we had a special event in Hennessey that's gonna compete with our local businesses, they at least have to come to town hall, pay their license fee so that town can look at their credentials, make sure that they're state licensed and that sort of thing. Right now, we don't have that ability. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna push for that, but that would be my only reason for wanting it, is so that the town can keep an eye on special events.
I would add to that, Bert. Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm not talking about the annual
We do have
license.
events, and we do have people that do wish to sell beer or whatever. And they are required by law to get a special permit through the state. I'm sure the cost of it, $50, I believe, it don't matter. But what you have to think about on a situation like that, you have to give this thing some full thought. One of them people was on rodeo grounds. And they brought in tons of people to this town that spent some money. So do we want to punish them? No, we don't.
Well, for that special event, you have to go through Able Commission and get a permit through them.
Do that. So this, I mean, I hope you give this some thought, what I'm saying.
I lost you on what'd you say about the rodeo grounds?
Yes, the rodeos. The rodeo?
Do they sell beer?
Yes,
Rodeo?
yes.
I assume then they get and there again, Wes, that's my only reason for kind of wanting the special event in. I assume they have a state license. I don't even know who's doing it. I didn't even know they were selling beer. It doesn't matter.
And I'm in the alcohol business.
Right.
It doesn't offend me at all, because I see what the good they're doing for the community.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And we're not trying to stop that, by no means. We just want to make sure, and this kind of folds into the making sure we have insurance coverage for certain events. Now, obviously, insurance is a big deal, and our liability comes on property like the rodeo grounds where they're serving alcohol.
They can bootleg it in here, but if they get beer through a distributor, they better have a license.
Sure.
They won't get it.
No.
They won't deliver it.
Could you have like code enforcement check on those things when there's events coming, or maybe
I don't,
police or
well, that'd be a fair question, but I don't think we can.
I don't think we wanna go down this rabbit hole. Sometimes no action is the best action. I'm telling you it is. Give you an example. The Little League softball fields over here, they have a concession stand. By law, that's supposed to be inspected by the health department. It's not. Do I care? No, I don't. Because they have spent a lot of money on them grounds over there that the town's budget didn't have to pay for, or the businesses didn't have to donate. Let's get this done. They're doing it on their own. So I can live with that. And I think that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Don't push the issue. Everything's fine. Sometimes we don't need a thumb on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I don't want to come across as that, you know, that I'm really pushing this, because honestly, I'm fine either way. My only reason would be for the special events, just so if the police department gets a call that says, hey, so-and-so's down here selling beer at such and such, they can go check it. Do you have a town license? Well, if they do, then they're obviously okay with the state. And but I don't want it to
They
be,
already have to go through the Able Commission,
And they
Commissioner.
didn't do it at the car show.
if they do.
And,
Yeah, they
So,
already have to
but,
answer to
but
them.
my point is, what if they don't?
Well, then it's on them, then the Able Commissioner comes in and finds them. It's their issue, not the town, not your responsibility, it's the Able Commissioner and that resident. And what do you consider a special event?
Anything that's not a brick and mortar business, I mean,
Regular.
There you go, trying to recoup, funds, activities to the town, and now you're wanting to have a special
No.
event, you're gonna have them pay. You just said if it's not in a building,
right. No, I just think they should have a town license to do that, so because
where would the money go? What would the money be used for?
I'm sure it would just go into the general fund, and like I said, it doesn't need to be a revenue source for the community.
Well, if somebody's selling beer at an event with a city license, Able comes in and they don't have an Able license, they're gonna get fined anyway.
Right,
And then the city's probably gonna get a fine out of it for selling that license.
right. No, and Mike, that was my whole point, that the town could make sure they had their Able license. Right? Able Commission, is that the proper name?
Yeah, Able Commission.
That they had that license prior to issuing a town. It's kind of like a plumber or electrician. They come in to apply for a plumbing or an electrician license. So, see, Wes, we're not just picking on the alcohol. They have to have one too. But the town requires them to show a state license before we issue them a town license. If that makes sense.
Yeah. If it's gonna be for one business, it should be for all of them. You know, you can't single out just people that sell alcohol.
I understand that. I really do.
You know, including the banks and the veterinarian and Sonic and everybody.
And I know everybody in this room that's in that business, you and Wes and whomever, are in compliance with the Able Commission, or you wouldn't be there. And that's not at all.
Well, yeah, I get a notice 90 days before my license is due to renew it, and if I don't, you know, I can't open the door.
Right. I understand. I used to have a convenience store, and I had to have a state beer license, county beer license, and a municipal beer license. That's back in the dinosaur days.
Okay. Do we want to let this fall off, or do we want to revisit this? Because right now it's just with discussion, so if we want to revisit it with action potentially, or we want to let it fall off.
I don't need that like our permit issued. I think it's okay like it is.
Okay. Okay, I'll just let that one fall off. 6.9, discussion with possible action to appoint, what's that?
I said, so we're good on that.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. Discussion with possible action to appoint 2 positions to the library board.
Got any volunteers out there?
Ann Taylor and Ruth Reverker were the ones where their term ended this year. Ann Taylor would still like to be on, and Ruth, she will not. So we do need one additional person.
Okay.
So.
They didn't recommend any, but.
They can't find anybody either.
Oh.
So
Georgie just left. I guess we could appoint her.
Georgie?
Georgie? You wanna be on the library board?
Me, no.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll ask, when does their term end?
It's usually up now, and so we need, if you guys can appoint Ann and then
Okay, and then
try
we'll have an
to-
open position.
an open position.
Hopefully, if anyone's interested, they can come in.
There is 5. Yeah.
Changes their mind.
That's right.
Who are the other members?
Lisette Sosa and Carla Van G, their term ends next year, and then Ginger Cox, hers ends 2028. So.
And what are the do you have to
You have to live On the
Within
library
city.
board, you do have to live within the city limits.
Well, I'll go ahead and make a motion to appoint Ann Taylor to the library board with a term ending in 2029.
I'll second.
Randy,
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Burton?
Yes.
Okay. Number 7. New business, any matter not known or which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda in accordance with section 311-9, title 25 OS. Okay. Go to council person's report. Bert?
Don't have anything.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Randy?
Yes.
Who was that second?
Bert.
Bert?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Now it's Alyssa's time to shine.
Huh?
Hey, Wes. You can have my hard copy.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, Wes.
Wes.
You're not staying for the honor.
Nobody wants to stay for you, can only. board
No,
meeting.
nobody likes utilities. Alyssa's okay with that, I think. Whenever you're ready. Just holler at me.
Okay, Randy?
Do
Oh,
what?
are we ready? Sorry.
Oh, I was making sure you were ready before I
Sorry.
started. Okay. Town of Hennessey Utility Authority Board of Trustees regular meeting, Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. Call to order and roll call, please.
Randy?
Here.
Bert?
Here.
John?
Yes, you're here.
Consider approval of consent agenda. Minutes of previous month's meeting. Approval of claims as follows. Hennessey Utility Authority Fund, $95,293.72. Previous month, Hennessey Utility Authority Fund. Nothing. Discussion with possible action to renew employees' worker compensation insurance with Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Randy? John?
Yes.
Bert?
Yes.
Okay, number 3, citizens' comments. Okay, 4.1, discussion with possible action to approve 2026 sanitary sewer replacement project plans with anticipated funding with REAP and CDBG.
So this line is over behind the nursing home.
Okay.
And it's only a 3-inch line right now, and it's got at least 3 houses on it. So we've been having, especially back in I think December, January, and into February, constantly having to call Luck and Bill. We finally ended up putting another clean out on the straight shot.
Okay.
Because the only one we had was about 30 foot before a 90, and we couldn't get around it. So just constantly spending money over there on that. Do what?
3 houses is on?
Yeah.
On a 3-inch line.
Yeah.
That may be part of the senior citizens drainage problems a lot of times.
Could be. I don't think so. There's the nursing home. They could have one too.
I'm sorry, what was the cost, or what do we know?
We don't have bids. Or at
No,
least I
this
don't
is
see it.
just so
This
we
is
can
just-
go out for permits
Okay.
and apply for funding.
Alyssa,
We have to apply for funding before we can.
Alyssa, what size line are you anticipating putting in there?
An 8-inch.
So the nursing home's not on the line?
No, not as far as I know of. They're tied out to the west.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the 2026 sanitary sewer replacement project plans with anticipated funding with REAP and slash CDBG.
I second it.
Randy,
Yes.
Bert,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
3 times fast. I couldn't say it once. 4.2, discussion with possible action to apply for DEQ permit to replace sanitary sewer lines that'll be funded by a REAP CDBG grant.
I make a motion to apply for DEQ permit to replace sewer lines that funded by the REAP slash CDBG grant.
Bert,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Okay, 4.3, discussion with possible action on pay scale for fiscal year 26-27. We tabled that on the last meeting. I think we'll table this one as well. 4.4, discussion with possible action to approve fiscal year 2026-2027 Hennessey Utility Authority budget. Does this also require a resolution? No? Okay. I make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026-2027 Hennessey Utility Authority budget.
Second.
Randy, John,
Yes.
Bert.
Yes.
4.5, discussion with possible action to increase garbage rates aligning with the 3% increase from Waste Connections.
Every year, pretty much Waste Connections goes up the 3% that's in the contract that they're able to. Last year, we absorbed it. So this year, I feel like we probably needed to, probably increase the garbage rates, the 3% to cover the raise in the cost.
How much? I'm sorry.
3%.
3%.
3%.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
It'll happen to you too, honey.
Oh, I can't wait. Then I have an excuse, right?
I think we need to do it. I mean, we don't really have a choice. We can't
keep
we
absorbing
can't
the
go in
cost.
the hole on
And we haven't raised actual water rates since 2024. So, or 2024. And so probably next year we'll have to do some type of adjustment, but at least we can absorb with what we've got this year.
Okay. I make a motion to increase garbage rates aligning with the 3% increase from Waste Connections.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bert.
yes.
Okay. 5, new business. Any matter not known or which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda in accordance with Section 311-9, Title 25 OS. Councilperson's report. Bert? John?
Nothing.
I don't have anything either. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Randy,
Yes.
Bert,
Yes.
John.
Yes.